Hello everyone, welcome to the reading. This reading will be for the energetic storyline of Lizzo. Let's see what her current energies are. I'm going to pull 5 cards from the deck. Interesting. She's definitely in sort of like positive energies as far as like what she's trying to build. You know, because she's definitely trying to work on a new project. She's gonna have some success. You know, she's definitely creating is what the energies are showing me. So that's really interesting. I mean, the fact that she's trying to come out with more sort of like projects. And it seems she's gonna be successful with it. Yeah, it's gonna be very abundant. Let's see what's going on. So she's definitely in her power of creation. You know, she's definitely manifesting. You know, she's trying to get her mental energies in line, her emotional energies. You know, she's definitely moving with passion and a purpose. This is showing me that she's not letting any sort of like challenges stop her. So this has to do with sort of just like negative energies from people, sort of just like everyday sort of like life obstacles. You know, she definitely understands and sees her challenges. You know, they're not hidden from her, and she's still sort of like working to obtain her goals. This is also showing me that sort of just like whatever she's focusing on at the moment will be successful for her. Sort of like the stars are aligned. So that's pretty cool. You know, she's definitely sort of just like in her spiritual energies. You know, that's what's helping her to manifest as well. So she's definitely working in line with her higher power. And it's helping her to manifest her goals. You know, this talks about sort of just like some of the challenges she might experience. Sort of just like people being cruel. Sort of just like energies that plagued her. Sort of like previously or in the past. Regarding just like just very bad negative energies, like people like trying to get into her head and trying to like fuck with her heart. You know, trying to torment her. But she's definitely going to be moving past that. You know, this last energy is showing that, you know, she's definitely investing in her craft. You know what I mean? She's not sort of like relying on sort of like old sort of just like successes or success. I'm slow right now, I'm sorry. But yeah, she's not relying on old sort of like things that went well in the past. She's trying to work with new foundation, sort of just like new. So expect new projects to be coming out. But yeah, those are her current energies. So, let's see. How does Drake feel about her saying, "No, I ain't fucked Drake yet," in her song Rumors? I'm gonna pull 2 cards from the deck. So yeah, this is just see how Drake feels about that. don't know if I've already said this, but please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about my reading, or whatever you would like to tell me. So I'm kind of getting like a contradiction, you know. The contradiction is like, subconsciously, he doesn't feel like it's good for his image, you know. I'm getting the energies that he doesn't appreciate it. Sort of like he's agitated, you know. He feels kind of like he didn't want to be associated, I guess, with that sort of vibe with him and Lizzo. But he feels like it's, or it happened against his will. Sort of just like if he could have approved it, like then he, like if it was up to him, he wouldn't have approved it. But because sort of like, you know, she did it, it's just like, what can he do about it? So this is showing me that it definitely bothers him. But this is where the contradiction kind of comes in, I guess, that he feels like even though it's something that he doesn't appreciate, he feels like it's something he can use to sort of like grow and expand on, sort of just like for his image. So like, it's kind of like, even though he doesn't want to be associated with it, you know, he feels like he could turn something that he's not so happy about into a positive for him. So he's trying to be very like business-minded about things. So that's pretty cool, I guess, or not. So let's see. Is her song Rumors a commercial success? I'm gonna pull 2 cards for that. So let's see if her song Rumors is a commercial success. So what this energy is showing me right off the bat is that it's not something they're happy about. Her team and even Lizzo, you know, they feel like they're kind of almost being restricted kind of by like the negative feedback. So it kind of has them caught up in their head. You know, it didn't have sort of like the impact they would have liked it to have. And sort of just like all the negative attention that they were getting from it, as far as people saying it seems like a joke or like a Disney production and so forth and all that. Like, it just has them kind of like worried about other projects that she might be working on. You know, I'm getting, it's kind of just like, she's really an artistic person, you know, and so they're trying to incorporate sort of just like her artistry into her music, you know, even though like it's about selling albums and songs and all that stuff. You know, she tries to come into the game, I guess, with an artistic approach. So this hasn't like brought her down, you know, she's definitely like turning inwardly, because she still wants to sort of like project that sort of like creative artsy side of herself. But it definitely has her kind of like in her mind a little bit as far as like other projects she might be working on, because it has sort of just like more creative elements to it, or artsy elements to it. So yeah, they basically don't feel like it was that great of a success. Like, they feel like it was cool, but yeah, they don't feel like it was a commercial success. And Energies agrees with that. So let's see. Does she use her obesity as a marketing gimmick intentionally? I'm gonna pull 5 cards for that. So let's see. Does she use her obesity as a marketing gimmick intentionally? So she understands that sort of like her size makes people feel a certain way. That it sort of like creates sort of like a passionate reaction, you know. As soon as like people see her, they either sort of like are agitated with her or disgusted, or like other people that might be her size feel like, you know, what she's doing is a good thing. But what this is showing me is she's definitely aware that she's sort of like trying to capitalize on it. You know, she feels like she can make money, basically, exploiting her size. You know, as far as like using it to get sort of like attention and to cause sort of just like controversy. What this is showing me is that she kind of made peace with it a long time ago. So it's kind of just like a lot of people are just like giving her a ton of hate because of it. But she's kind of like in her Zen mode. You know, she's kind of just like, I'm collecting my money and I'm like, you know, able to do things for myself. So she tries to tune people out. You know, this is also showing that she likes to play the victim a lot. You know, like, inwardly, she's very controlled. You know, she's like aware of who she is and what's up. But what she likes to project is an energy of like why me, or oh me, and stuff like that. So, that's what's being shown to me. In the long run, though, it's going to torment her, you know, because it's going to have to do with her sort of like growth. Like eventually she's going to want to branch out and do other things, but it's always going to sort of like be an association with her weight. Like even if she loses it, you know, she's always going to be known as sort of like that overweight lady. So it's definitely like, she's definitely exploiting her size. You know, she's cool with it now, and she's basically exploiting it now, but in the long run, it's gonna cause a lot of disturbances for her. What this is showing me, though, is she's kind of like aware of it, though. Like, you know, she hasn't really faced the full impact of it, but at the moment, she's definitely gonna continue to exploit it and continue to sort of like build wealth for herself. But this is showing me that it's definitely sort of like a cap to how high or how far she can go with it. Like it has its limits. So yeah, very insightful reading. So let's see, does she consider herself a bad influence for young girls and women? I'm gonna pull 5 cards from the deck. Okay, so this was, does she consider herself to be a negative, bad influence on young girls and women? So what this is showing me is that she's more about just creating, you know, she's just more about sort of like creating her art, you know, focusing on sort of like what she wants to do. You know, she really isn't sort of like focused on what's happening with anyone else as far as like how is it affecting people. You know, she's just focused on what she's doing. Like, she doesn't really consider all of that. You know, like, she understands that, like, there's a karmic situation with this. You know, so she definitely understands that, like, it could possibly, potentially, sort of like, create sort of like bad circumstances for people. But sort of just like the positives in her life, like it outweighs sort of just like anyone else's situation. So she's not even considering other people as far as stuff like that goes. Yeah, she's just focused on making her money, like growing, you know, her craft, sort of like whatever's going on in her world. And this card, this stability, it confirms that, like, as long as basically she's good and she has like her wealth to like stand on or lay on, like, she's not tripping as far as like people. The issue comes in though when other people bring their sort of like thoughts on a matter, their opinions. And so it's kind of just like she's trying to like fight for her interests while people are trying to fight for sort of just like their thoughts on sort of like her weight and all that. So this is showing me sort of like this will like kind of like always be a issue for her. Kind of like her just trying to do her thing and the weight issue. Like, I know this is probably like drastic, but it's never going to be a time, I guess, where it's going to be considered like cool. Like, so, you know, people feel like, you know, things are becoming progressive and sort of like people will just accept anything. But what this card is showing me is that it's always going to be an issue for her, like her whole life. So it's kind of just like, yeah, it's definitely gonna be what it is. But yeah, basically she's not really tripping off of like stuff like that. She's just focused on doing her. So let's see, what is her current dating situation? I'm gonna pull 5 cards. Personally like it to be shuffled well instead of just like shuffling it all fast like that and shit. Like, I like to get the cards mixed up really good. So it might seem kind of slow, but with this deck in particular as well, it does better when I shuffle it slow. I don't know, it just seems kind of heavy, this deck. I don't think it was like that before, but it just became heavy. Okay. It has to be right for me, I'm sorry. So what the energies are showing me is that she's definitely relying on source. So like her higher power. You know, she's definitely just like leaving it up to her higher power to draw in sort of like whoever her potential partner is supposed to be. You know, it shows that she's definitely having fun. You know, she's not just caught up in the house not doing anything. She's definitely out there, putting herself out there and sort of like even engaging in sort of just like romantic situations. So romantically, it shows she's happy. You know, I don't know if she has anyone yet. You know, this is showing me that there might be a few people she's sort of like having fun with. But an issue that always comes sort of just like, or what becomes an issue is sort of just like her mind. Sort of like her mind can kind of like damper sort of like her energies within. So this has to do like basically with her weight. Like, you know, sometimes she feels insecure about that, and so it kind of just creates sort of like not so happy energies for her, and it kind of like brings her down. And that's kind of why she sort of like relies on source a lot, because she gets really insecure, and it kind of just like brings her down. So, you know, she goes to source basically to help her out. But it's showing that she's definitely sort of like not unlucky as far as like her love life goes and all that. You know, like the fact that she's open to source, sort of like bringing in her guy, is what's sort of like allowing the energies to be to flow as far as like romantic stuff is concerned. So yeah, with this breakthrough energy, it's showing me is that she'll definitely be sort of like finding someone soon that she can settle with and kind of like tell to the world that she's with, you know. So that's definitely going to be happening, you know, so expect that. So there you have it. This reading's kind of long. So let's see. What surprise does the universe have in store for Lizzo? I'm gonna pull 4 cards. So this is for what does the universe have in store for Lizzo? That's a surprise. So these energies are really good. What it's showing us is that she's gonna have stability in her life. Sort of like she's unclear about her career as far as like I'm assuming music goes. But what this is showing us is that she's gonna be set. That it's only like up from where she's at. Like you ain't gonna be seeing her kind of like coming down or anything. She's just gonna be continuing to elevate. So that's what's being shown. But also she's gonna get her sort of like mental energies in order, you know, as far as like how she's feeling emotionally, you know, as far as like her inner energies and all that, you know, they're gonna be aligned, and it's gonna help to contribute to her earthly success. You know, sort of just like sometimes she feels lost or like helpless, but that's gonna be like an old feeling. Like she's not gonna continue to feel that way anymore. So she's definitely gonna be empowered. So that's really cool. Yeah, it all has to do sort of like with her spirit, her soul. Like, she's really going to be very aligned. So, like, you know, she has some sort of like issues with her mental health and all of that. But yeah, what's being shown is that's going to be a thing of the past. And this is going to be a surprise for her, because she feels like, you know, this will always be a constant. But with this advancement, sort of like she's leaving sort of like all her old demons behind. You know, she's going to be transformed. You know, she's not going to be sort of like down and out. You know, sort of like how she's feeling within, as far as like being disturbed about particular things, is going to be a thing of the past for her. So that's really great. Yeah. But thank you for watching this reading. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think. Stay tuned for more content. Thank you very much.